What's going on, Kill Teamers? Welcome back to Command Point, where the hype train for the new edition of Kill Team has no brakes. In today's video, we've got two things. We've got, first off, the new matched play missions for the new edition of Kill Team have been released over on Warhammer Community, and then we've also had another data card release, this time for the Khorne Berserker. If you are a fan of Kill Team and are looking forward to the new edition of Kill Team, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the Kill Team stuff that's been coming out recently. So without further ado, let's dive into this article. So the first thing they tell us in this article is that there are going to be 9 different match play missions. The match play games are a game mode that's focused on providing the most mechanically balanced games possible, ensuring that you and your opponent have a level playing field to test your strategic nows? What is that?
Noose.
Against each other. So they tell us here that each of those 9 match play missions is going to have its own special actions and mission objectives attached to it. So each one of these 9 match play missions is going to be different from one another. There's not going to be like a singular primary objective that you're going to be trying to score. It's going to be different for all 9 of those missions, which is exciting. You know, like we saw in Arena and in a lot of community Kill Team competitive packets, tournament packets, basically the objectives were either just hold as many objectives as you possibly can, or hold as many objectives as you possibly can and kill some models, and then with some secondaries thrown in. Here, each one of these is going to be different, and I think that's really exciting. So an example mission that they give us here is called Consecrated Ground. You can power up operatives that place themselves in harm's way by controlling objectives at the end of each turn, or turning point. So there's the Consecrate Ground action. It costs 1 action point, and an operative can perform this action while within 2 inches of a non-consecrated objective marker it controls until the start of the next turning point, which is like turns in this new edition of Kill Team. That objective marker is consecrated, and the operative who performs this action, their APL, defense, and attacks characteristic attacks characteristic for its melee weapons are all increased by 1. So that's cool. This seems like a game that's going to escalate in action. And then the mission objective for this is at the end of each turning point. Once again, those are turns. For each consecrated objective marker friendly operatives control, you score 1 victory point to a maximum of 4 victory points per player per turning point. So here they talk about how the 20 operative command roster is going to be working in match play, which when I first read this I was kind of confused, because they say with a wide variety of missions available, you may worry that your kill team might not have the right tools on their brand new data cards for the job, but match play has you covered. Instead of selecting your team before deciding the mission, you bring a roster of up to 20 operatives to the table and build your kill team to suit the objectives at hand. I would certainly hope so. I don't know anybody in the old edition who was playing matched play, tournament packets, narrative games, who was deciding what kill team they're going to bring before the mission was decided. If that's really how it was in the old edition of Kill Team, wow, a marked improvement, I guess. Because that's just ridiculous. What's the point of having a command roster if you're going to be choosing your models flying blind anyway? Obviously, there's going to be the room for flexibility with list building, kind of ad hoc, as we're used to in competitive Kill Team. So next they tell us that when the mission is decided and you've chosen your kill teams, you and your opponent are going to choose TAC Ops, which is this version of Kill Team's, this edition of Kill Team's secondary objectives, basically. So TAC Ops are secondary objectives that are generated in secret, forcing your opponent to guess what you're trying to accomplish during the game. So that's cool. They've still kept that part of intrigue that a lot of people enjoyed in the last edition of Kill Team in this one with the hidden secondary objectives. So here are 2 of the 3 secondary objectives, or TAC Ops, that they show us. The first one is Challenge. So reveal this TAC Op in the target reveal step of the first turning point. Select one enemy operative and 1 friendly operative. If that enemy operative is incapacitated by that friendly operative, you score 1 victory point. If you achieve the first condition while that enemy operative is within 6 inches of that friendly operative, you score 1 victory point. So for this secondary, or this TAC op, you can score up to 2 victory points. I think that Kill Team, it seems to me that it's going to be, I mean, a lot lower scoring than Big 40K, where you could score up to like 100 points. With this, it looks like it's going to be 2 victory points for TAC op, per TAC op that you complete at the end of the game, and then 4 victory points on like the primary mission objective, whatever it is. The next one they show is Rob and Ransack. You can reveal this TAC op when an enemy operative is incapacitated by a friendly operative within 1 inch of it, and that friendly operative is more than 3 inches from other enemy operatives. You score 1 victory point at the end of the battle if you achieve the first condition, and that friendly operative has not been incapacitated, you score 1 victory point. I wonder if you could stack these, actually, or if they're going to have like separate categories of TAC ops that you can take, because this would be an interesting stack, right? You have like your big melee beat stick model or operative, and you reveal challenge. That model goes and kills its target in melee, so you would be getting the 2 victory points for that. You kill the enemy operative, you're already within 1 inch of it. You make sure to keep yourself outside 3 inches from other enemy operatives, so you can score another victory point. And then if that model is alive at the end of round, that one model is going to be scoring you 4 victory points in total. The thing is, they say or, so I'm not sure if you're going to be able to stack, but maybe you'll be able to stack. That'd be a pretty cool. Melee teams would love that. So the last TAC op that they show here is Interloper. After selecting this TAC op, secretly select 1 friendly operative to be your interloper. You must reveal this TAC op when your interloper performs the interlope action. Remove your interloper from the kill zone and score 2 victory points. Your interloper can perform the following mission action once. For 1 action point, you can interlope, perform this action while within 1 inch of an enemy kill zone edge and more than 3 inches away from enemy operatives. So horde teams, fast-moving teams are going to love that. I can see Tau drones going off the board with this. I can see orc boys or that commando grot, right? The commando grot with the grapnel launcher. Last thing it says in the article is that many more tactical choices are ahead of you before the mission gets underway, such as setting up additional barricades and choosing extra equipment for your operatives, but they're not going to be previewing those. They say that we'll have to wait until the Kill Team core book arrives for pre-order next month. And then finally, it says that they are going to be taking a look at the rules for narrative campaigns later this week. That's going to be cool. I mean, if what we see here is any indication of the narrative missions, I'm excited for it, because it seems that like this edition of Kill Team, it just feels like they've kind of gotten in the groove. They've gotten the game to where it was originally like how it was, I guess like how it was originally envisioned. It feels like they're like hitting that spot. So I think they're right on target, and I hope the narrative campaign is a marked improvement over the previous edition, because the previous edition campaign, there were a lot of problems with it. It was basically like you accumulate resources by winning games, but it's like if you lost like 1 or 2 games and somebody in your campaign group was winning those games, it was kind of like, why do I even keep playing this? Because they're just gonna keep snowballing, and no matter how many times I beat them, I'm just not gonna be able to catch up as long as they win like every other game. So looking forward to that. Hopefully they've learned their lessons, and we'll learn about all those later on this week. So what we got here is the leaked datasheet for the Bloodletter. I know that Shane is super excited about this model. You know, he's been running Chaos Demons forever. The first in-person Kill Team tournament that he won was with mixed Chaos Demons, so fan favorite over here on Command Point. So it's got 6-inch movement, 2 action points, 1 GA, which could be group activation, we don't know yet, 3 defense, 6 up save, 9 wounds. It has that demon 5-up invulnerable save, so nothing really new there. It's got the Hellblade, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, damage 4 and 6 with lethal 5. Just a good all-around melee missile, basically, you know. If even just 2 of those attacks wind up going through, they can kill a space marine. So here's something interesting. Remember how in yesterday's video I was talking about how there's the different, I guess, operative types in the parentheses next to the names, right? Like we saw like a bunch of warriors yesterday. Here it says fighter. You know, what I think is going to wind up happening is I think there's going to be a lot of either tactics or stratagems in this game that are going to be, I guess, operative type specific. So would not be surprised to see, you know how like the combat specialist had the up and atom tactic in last edition of Kill Team? Would not be surprised if like fighter keyworded models had a similar tactic, allowing them to kind of like interrupt combat. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked what you saw today, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up to date with all the latest Kill Team stuff and all the stuff that we're doing here over on Command Point. Let me know what you guys think of all of this stuff that's been previewed for the new edition of Kill Team. I know that I'm very excited about it. The match play missions look very interesting. I like the direction they're headed. You know, a lot of people are going to be skeptical about this just because of the like honestly massive change to how the primary objective is going to be scored, but I really think it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be fun to figure out, and that's like half the fun of this game for me. Special thank you to our patrons over on Patreon for supporting us. I'm going to go record a video for you guys right now, so I will see you all over on the Patreon. But yeah, once again, thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to see you all again later this week when we talk about the narrative rules for Kill Team.